of British boxing, London super featherweight Jim McDonnell. Unsung heroes of British boxing is Jim McDonnell. Great young fighter, good enough to win the European Featherweight Championship. He's had to give that up because he can't make the 9-stone weight anymore, so he's moved up to super featherweight, one weight category up. And this week, his unbeaten record was at stake against Rafael Gandarilla of the United States. Harry Carpenter was at ringside.
McDonnell wearing the white trunks against this rather useful and tough Texas Mexican, Rafael Gandarilla. And this fight, these two were first booked to meet each other 2 years ago. And they were booked for Wembley, but Jim McDonnell went down with flu. So it's taken them 2 years to get the show on the road. McDonnell from Camden Town, I suppose, one of Great Britain's most underrated and overlooked boxers. Former European featherweight champion, unbeaten. In 5 years as a pro, he's never lost a fight. And he's back in the ring after suffering a broken jaw in sparring. And the man who broke his jaw, funnily enough, is sitting at ringside tonight, David Dent. McDonnell in the white trunks, 21 wins in 21 fights. His first fight since May. We've seen Gandarilla before, just over a year ago. He boxed in Belfast in the big King's Hall there on the night that Harold Graham beat Charlie Boston. And Gandarilla stopped Pat Doherty of Croydon in 4 rounds on a cut iron. Packed house here at this famous York Hall at Bethnal Green. Well, this promotion, which is being sponsored by Advans, and a good international top of the bill here in this fight between McDonnell and Gandarilla. I think Gandarilla is in for a pretty frustrating night against McDonnell, because McDonnell is a very, very clever boxer. He doesn't leave you many openings. He takes a lot of punches on the gloves and arms, and always he's needling you with jabs and crosses. Not a huge puncher, Jim, but a very competent performer. Startling contrast in the skins, the swarthy Mexican and Jim, who really is deathly white. Well, here is the former European champion. 21 wins in 21 fights, 10 inside the distance. Really competent performer, 27 years old now, and well, he really hasn't had the credit, and he hasn't had the chances, perhaps, that other men have had. He really should have had a fight for the world title by now. Rafael Gandarilla, born in Mexico, in Matamoros, and now lives in Harlingen, Texas. 29 years old now, and has had well over 50 pro fights. He's won about 31 of them, and drawn one. And he's met a lot of top men. McDonnell from London in the white trunks. Gandarilla, the Mexican from Texas. And McDonnell already well out ahead. McDonnell weighed 9 stone 5 3/4 today. Gandarilla came in right on the button at 9 stone 6. They're fighting at super featherweight, or if you prefer it, junior light. It's the same thing. People sponsoring this promotion, Advans, they're new to the game of boxing. It's a big venture for them, but they've picked a quality fight to start out on. The way he pops in and out with these jabs, it really is delightful. Mind you, I wouldn't expect Gandarilla to endorse that. It really is a quite remarkable exhibition, considering the man's been out since May. You'd expect him to be a bit rusty, but he doesn't look as though he's been away for a week. And he's making the Mexican look very clumsy indeed. Rather bemused Gandarilla goes rather wearily back to his corner. Some of McDonnell's jabbing really was quite delightful here, and we'll get a chance to see some of it again here. Just pops it through, goes right through the guard. And nothing the Mexican could do about it.
Second round, round 9.
Just 2 rounds remaining of this international super featherweight contest here in the York Hall at Bethnal Green between Jim McDonnell, the former European featherweight champion, wearing the white trunks, and the Texan, or rather the Mexican from Texas, Rafael Gandarilla. McDonnell a long, long way ahead. He hasn't lost a round, in my opinion. McDonnell's never been on the floor as a professional boxer, and in his whole career, amateur or pro, only one man has ever stopped him, and that was Ray Gilbody in the 1980 ABA bantamweight final. And McDonnell still picking the man off with an easy brilliance. Blood on McDonnell's face. I think he's cut over his right eye. I think he's cut. One more round to go after this. What an astonishing thing it will be if an injury suddenly turned the whole thing on its head. Well, there's blood from McDonnell's nose, and that may be it. I thought he was cut somewhere near the right eye. I might be wrong. But there's blood on his face, and his nose most certainly is bleeding. Beautiful right uppercut from McDonnell, who's walked into a bit of trouble for the first time in this fight. His trunk's now smothered with his own blood. McDonnell very quickly turns away. He's not cut on the eye. He's got a very bad nose injury. That's what's caused it, and there's blood all over his face and all over his trunks. Well, I'm having another closer look. I'm not so sure that he isn't cut on the eye as well. The referee's come across just to have a check.
10th and last round.
And they smile at each other and touch gloves, and away we go for the last round of what's been a magnificent exhibition of boxing by McDonnell. Absolutely unscathed until the 9th round. Well, there's no need for heroics now from McDonnell. He's a mile ahead, and all he needs is to keep some distance between himself and the opponent. The nose is starting to bleed again. He may well have a broken nose then. Get that sort of nose injury, of course, it makes breathing extremely difficult. You really got to breathe through your mouth, which is not advisable. Turns his man beautifully on the ropes again. Well, full march to Gandarilla. He's always tried to come forward. He's walked onto punches and ignored them. And it's going to go all the way by the look of it now. We're in the last minute. McDonnell now using all his footwork, making sure that no further damage comes about. Wonderfully fit, McDonnell. He's a great trainer, always well conditioned, loves to train. And after working hard for 10 rounds, he's still moving around on his feet as though it's the first round and not the last. Closing seconds. This crowd beginning already to applaud in anticipation. What a wonderful fight by McDonnell. His first fight since last May, and Gandarilla congratulates him as well. You won't see a much better exhibition of technical boxing than that displayed by McDonnell in that fight. He got a bit of nose damage in the 9th round, but kept himself clear of further trouble, and now quite rightly accepts the applause from his fans in the York Hall at Bethnal Green. So the former European featherweight champion is back in action and looks as good as ever, if not better.